So many of you have asked me about this because you see the little thing on there that I am certified in the law of attraction. So let's kind of get clear what law of attraction is not. It's not sitting here wishing and hoping and praying. And no, it's not just sitting here, right? There's other things that are involved to get the thing that you desire. And let me just also say this as well. We frame the law of attraction in terms of, when we want this particular thing. You know, sometimes that's how it is when we desire this particular thing in our life. But whether you like it or not, the law of attraction is working. It is like right now, am I thinking about gravity? No. But what is it doing? It's doing its job. It's keeping me on this seat. Law of attraction works just like that. So now, here becomes the question, right? Wait, if she's saying that law of attraction is always working, that means either certain things in our lives are going to play out by default. What do we mean by default? You're unaware, you're just letting things happen, or certain things are going to happen in our life by design. And if we are going to use the law of attraction to work in our favor, then we need to be designing, we need to be intentional and purposeful about that which it is that we want for our lives. So one thing I like, the now passed on Bob Proctor would say, more importantly than the law of attraction is the law of vibration. And as the Reverend Michael Beckwith says, he actually calls it the law of resonance. So no matter what it is, whether you're saying vibration or resonance, this is what it has to do with. That you are attracting the thing that you are. You're attracting the thing that you're vibrating on. If I have, inside of me is pure. If inside of me is pure and nice and whatever, I'm using a very lame example, but I will tend to attract those people towards me. Right now I can say that I attract people who are empowering, people who speak life to me, people who uplift me, and that's because I'm doing the same to them. So now that that's out of the way, I can tell you this. It starts in the mind, right? Because what we're talking about when we're talking about the law of attraction and how do you get what you want, it starts here. You have to be thinking about it first. So I'm going to use this example. Just recently, one of my clients, this makes me so happy. She said in the coaching that it's changed her so much and it's transformed her so much. And the way that she's seen it has been in her business, she got a few contracts offered to her. And so imagine that. It took the changing of her mind to begin to attract. And I will say it was attracting, she attracted it to her. So let's think about this. Her mind starts to be she's renewed, right? Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So therefore her mind is being renewed. There is an outward transformation. She's doing the work. This is not just about me. I do half of it. She does the other half. And then as a result, she wanted something in her life. She wanted to increase her income. That was one of her goals. She had more important goals too, such as spirituality and health, but increasing the income came also. And it came in her lap. It wasn't even that she was going out to try to get it. Why? This is about the law of attraction being at work. This is about drawing in the thing that you are. So that's one example of it. I'm going to actually use this other example. And this is wait, what? So that was the present day example. I'm going to go back to another example. It's just barely even a sentence, I think, in the Bible. And there's this part where Jesus is choosing his disciples. But before he chooses them, it says this verse that all of them left. The other people left. So we talk about 12 disciples, but the reality is there were more people that were there. And you may be saying, oh, but how does this relate to the law of attraction? Well, they weren't vibrating on the same frequency, and therefore they could not be a part of the clique, part of the 12. They could not be a part of that. So this is also, he attracted the people that were vibrating, who he resonated with. This is about the law of attraction. So first is belief, right? I'm doing all of this to work you up to belief. You have to believe that you can actually get the thing that you desire. So what is belief? Belief, consider an idea that you tend to go back to, the idea that you tend to go back to, right? That thing repeatedly. So if you think about anything you believe, did you just think of it once, or over the years have you repeatedly had that thought? And now what happens is you create a belief. So I'm going to encourage you, if you want the law of attraction to work in your life, by design, you need to believe that you can have the very thing or become the very thing that you want to become, or get the very thing that you want to have. You have to believe it. The other thing I want to tell you to do, and I'll continue this, but these just two things, right? So you got to start practicing that. And let me say this before I go on to the second one. Sometimes you may say, but I want this, and maybe I kind of have doubts whether or not I can get it. So this is where we have to practice repetition. So how do you build up a belief? You could keep thinking about it. Maybe you write about it. Maybe you write affirmations about it. Maybe you read about it, but you do things that will build your belief over time about that thing, that you can do it. Maybe you need to look for examples of other people who have done the very thing that you want to do. All right. So that's belief, all around the law of attraction by design. And then the second thing that I'll talk about today is expectation. So you believe, but you can't just it's in the mind, you believe it, but you have to move like you expect it. You have to move like you expect it. So for instance, the last full-time job that I left, and some of you have seen my TED Talk about this, that there came a point that I couldn't just believe that I could leave that job to pursue my own thing. I had to move in such a way that I expected the very thing I was believing for to happen. Now for me, I'm going to give you the extreme example. I left my job. My full-time job. I got paid very well. I had a company car. I had a gas card. I had an American Express card. But I made a decision because I believed, and then I had to move like I expected to succeed at that very thing. So we're going to end this there. We'll call this part one of how to get what you want. What did we say? We said two things: belief and what? Expectation. So, you know, the Career Passion Accelerator is about really attracting the career that you want, or really, we don't attract the passion, but really carrying out and living out your passion and attracting everything you need in order to pursue that. The Career Passion Accelerator, if you are a woman leader looking to make a career or make your passion into something, and to do it with ease, then look in the description below. If you want more information sent to you, then make a comment below and we'll make sure we send that to you. So until we meet again, Queen, mwah, mwah.